Greetings! Today we'll be viewing a 2 versus 2 on the map Silver Sands. And this was Setin and myself versus Twilight and Magpie. Set him to hold fire and just go hide in the corner. What corner is he in actually? Go hide in the corner. Alright, in the top left we have Twilight. Upper right we have Magpie. Bottom right is Setin. And bottom left is myself. Let's speed this up a bit. For starting builds, we've got a energy storage and a K-bot lab for both Setin and myself. Energy storage and a vehicle plant for Twilight. And I think Magpie probably did the K-bot lab and then the 2 solars here. And he's got some cons coming out to get the metal. Excuse me. We've got some constructors coming out. I think, yeah, okay. It's dark blue. Threw me off. We've got a few constructors coming out to start things on Setin's end. Looks like Magpie's trying to steal some tech. I don't know how he plans to. We've got some constructors out doing things here. Resource-wise, I have no metal. I think I spent too much on energy early on and couldn't really get the extractors up before I ran out. So that was poor planning on my part. Looks like Setin is not really doing much with metal himself, but he's a little bit better off since he's got some extractors up. He's just doing a lot of things. He's doing everything at once. It's Magpie's getting some energy up. He's expanding pretty handily. He's got most metal right now. We do have some fleas coming in from Setin. Twilight is the only one who went vehicles. Looks like he's getting some base defense up for early raids. And he's just going out and grabbing some of this metal back here. Looks like the AK might help, but he might be able to get a metal extractor here. Maybe a constructor? Just shy of that constructor. So we've got the AKs coming out from Magpie here. Looks like he's either just going to hold or he's going out to see what he can grab. Some fleas coming out from myself. I think I've got, I did 1 warrior to help protect my constructor early on. And we've got some weasels coming out from Twilight. Nice little group there. Weasels are nice. Not only are they fast, but they're fairly cheap and they have radar, so you can kind of pick and choose. You make some decisions based on your radar coverage. I'm trying to get an LLT up kind of far out to help protect things. Got Magpie and Setin passing by here, intercepting the weasels with the fleas. Probably won't win, but can at least do some damage. Maybe. I did no damage. Looks like Setin ran into Magpie's commander, so he's kind of backing off. That 1 warrior managed to come in handy. Twilight does get quite a few extractors here, but overall, not too bad. The hill really helped out here. I was able to just kind of run the warrior around it and keep him from getting fired, and got some peewees out to help clean them up. So all in all, not too bad. I'm still at 13 metal, it looks like, so it didn't hurt terribly bad. We've got Magpie coming in the back. He managed to get that LLT out of there. Looks like he sat those still for a minute. If he had moved them, he probably could have grabbed some of these metal extractors back here. So we've got, looks like Twilight's working on another constructor to go out and grab more metal. Magpie is getting exploiters up. On a map where there's a lot of metal, exploiters can be really nice. But at the same time, they're going to take longer to build. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But it can really help defensively. Just spread out exploiters, because you'll kill one and it'll take out some of your army. They could be really nice, but it will slow down your metal there. I was gonna say, I was seeing myself at 27. I was like, no way. I do not have that much metal going. So it looks like a push against Twilight here. We've also got some peewees coming up the back of Magpie's base. I'll grab that, but I did run into quite a bit of resistance, so I decided to back off. I ran into his commander. He had some units and a couple LLTs. So I definitely would have lost that. Looks like Setin was having a little more success back here. Managed to clean out 2, 3, maybe 3, maybe 4. Nope, just got 3 extractors, so not too bad. It looked like he had 2 peewees, so I think that was a net positive there. Magpie going crazy with solars here, getting quite a few up, and it looks like he's getting ready to do big things. Lots of constructors coming out. Sending my units up and around, see if I can't grab anything with just some fleas to come this way and try to pull units. So I'm just getting out tons of peewees, a little bit of defenses here. Some solars, some winds. Winds were pretty good. I think they were 10 to 25 on this map. So overall, I think better than solars. Especially if you've got storage to hold them. I did manage to get some fleas pretty far up there. I grabbed that construction vehicle, which is always nice. But unfortunately ran into an exploiter and those LLTs, so... Lots of peewees, and looks like some Roccos coming out from Setin here. It's also getting some winds up. Nice little solar wall here. Nice way to block things from coming in from the side and get some energy. Weaker K-bots will struggle with solars. Weaker units in general. They're pretty armored, especially when they close up. We've got Magpie starting advanced here. I'm just making tons of peewees. Haven't really had success. I should be getting Roccos like Setin. That would help out with this. I don't know that's there yet, but it'll help out with exploiters and all of that. Looks like we've got a nice little vehicle push coming from Twilight. It's 4 or 5 instigators and 3 weasels. I should be able to handle that with this group here. I've got decent amount of peewees at least. Good amount of peewees from Setin over here. Looks like he's going in, maybe pushing into the center. And it looks like Twilight is going to intercept, possibly. Nice thing about AKs and peewees is they are... they have a nice, I don't know the exact numbers, but a nice speed boost over other K-bots to kind of solidify that main unit, like main battle unit role. It helps them, get ground, scout better, things like that. And they can keep up with vehicles to an extent. The speed is pretty comparable if vehicles have to maneuver. On a straightaway, vehicles will pull far ahead, as you've seen there. I just gave up. But if they're maneuvering, they can do a pretty good job at keeping up. We've got vehicles from Setin here. Looks like both of us are pushing through the center, see what we can get. Twilight further reinforcing his exploiters here. That's going to render peewees anything with direct fire, useless right there. You're going to need artillery or rockos, or like splash damage basically to get through that. Lots of exploiters from Magpie here, which does help his defense. These solars also really help fortify him. He's being attacked from every angle though. Running these peewees in probably wasn't the best idea. These exploiters just kind of cleaned me up, especially with the AKs assisting. If the AKs weren't there, I might have been able to get one exploiter, but I had to focus on too many things. My peewees had to focus on too many things to fire. I did manage to spot the advance though, so that was good. It prompted me to start my own advance. So Magpie's really doing good with energy here. Solars are costly, but they stick around longer than most things. Let's see, he's got almost 1,500 coming in. Setin looked like he had about 17. Twilight's at 739. I'm at about 16. Metal-wise, we've got Magpie at 26. Setin at 18. Twilight 24. 24, 26. And myself at probably about 22. I think 28 is reclaim. It's got a peewee, small peewee push coming up the center here. Ran into a few instigators. Probably gonna get taken out by this exploiter here. Maybe be able to take it. Shodan's coming in. That's nice range. I did not get the exploiter. He's got 3 Shodans, 4 Shodans, 2 levelers, more building. Also pushing up on Magpie, it looks like. Got 1 exploiter. I don't think it was worth it. Or one wasn't even an exploiter, metal extractor. Setin following up with a vehicle and K-bot push, it looks like. I wasn't feeling too confident in making it through his defenses up here, so I figured it's probably best to just go after Magpie, but he's not much easier to get through here. Both of them are doing air. Both got advanced and air going on. We've got everybody on the advanced journey here. Nice push coming in from Twilight. I just sent all my units into his base as well, and it's probably not going to go well because of the dragon's teeth. I do manage to clear some of these LLTs out though, but it's just too heavily fortified, and I just used all my units, and he's got an K-bot assassination group coming up after me. Setin's pushing hard into Magpie's base though. He's got some units up here. Looks like he managed to get an exploiter. Bombers are coming in. 2 exploiters. He's getting quite a few. Not enough though, not enough. Might get this other one. Nice. We do got bombers coming in from Magpie. And then this group down here is just tearing me to pieces. Setin's thankfully sending help. I've got my commander, but I probably can't get anywhere close to these Shodans without just getting erased. I'm keeping them by this hill, since they'll have to get close, and I can... Well, I can't shoot a D-gun. Never mind. I don't have energy. So I'm just praying at this point. Setin was on his way, so I was just hoping he'd be able to at least lessen the amount. He really missed the mark. If he had come straight in, he would have been able to do really good damage. But he came around the bottom here. I would have been in huge trouble if he just shot through the middle here. I would have lost my advanced and my K-Bot lab probably. Either that or I would have lost my commander trying to defend it. So that was lucky on my part. We've got bombers coming in from Magpie harassing his front line here. Looks like he's, you know, doing some annoying things and keeping the pulverizers down. Managed to get a solar. I'm surprised that one didn't drop any bombs. Lots of air from Twilight. That's a pretty decent force, actually. Probably couldn't take me out, but he could definitely do some damage with that. As far as advance goes, we've got Magpie about 40%. Twilight close to 50. Setin's done, and mine's done. And we've got a huge raider push coming in. Probably on me, I've got a handful of peewees. That's not going to do much. The LLTs aren't going to do much because this one will do a little more, but the raiders do splash through the dragon's teeth. So that's going to be rough. And he's got the venoms coming in to do some damage here. Luckily, I do have energy now, so not the worst. Not the worst. I will be able to degun, and I don't actually know where my commander's at. He's still down there. So lots of raiders. Moving the peewees in. Got more than when they first started, so not terrible. Managed to get off a nice degun right down the middle of them. And I didn't lose too much. I kept my advanced. I kept my wins. My storages. Overall, not bad. We've got Setin pushing in on Magpie here. I did take damage. Like, I am largely undefended. And he's building up another one of these forces. With blade wings. Which is even nastier. We've got Setin doing very much the same thing to Magpie over here, though. Really pushing in, getting to the guts of his base here. He's not doing much damage, but just being able to get a peewee in there, it can take a toll on your mind. It's just, Total Annihilation is a mind game. It really is. But metal-wise, Magpie's sitting at about 13. Setin's got more than he can do anything with, apparently. He looks like he's reclaiming. Twilight's at 33. Wow. And I'm heavily reclaiming as well. So yeah, Twilight's got quite a few exploiters up here with Dragon's Teeth, keeping him pretty secure and a nice metal influx. Got another big group coming in. I don't know what I have to deal with it. Looks like I'm trying to pump out some zippers. I've also got a beamer up, so that'll help out. He probably could have rolled right through these, and in terms of like defense, this is much, much weaker. Doesn't have to deal with the beamer. Once again, out of energy, though. Probably because I'm building the zippers. So that beamer just goes right through. Luckily, I got the Dragon's Teeth up in time. And Setin did come to assist as well. Probably would have been okay because of that beamer. I definitely would have lost this construction K-Bot. But overall, that was a much nicer attack than the last one for me. I didn't lose as much. That was successfully stopped. And now we do have zippers coming out. We've got advanced up from Twilight, and Magpie still working on his. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Looks like Magpie's got plans to bomb out my beamer here. And we've got Twilight raiding with some gunships. Quite a few bombers coming in from Magpie here. Definitely manages to take that beamer out, but it's not too worrisome. Because I do have T2 up now, and we're doing pretty good. I've got 36 metal coming in. Working on my first fusion. And as far as the beamer goes, he does have Reapers up, some Shodins. So it could be troublesome. He's got Valkyries, which could be even more troublesome if he airlifts something. Shodins airlifted are pretty darn deadly, honestly. And they did just get a range update. I don't know what's shooting. Ah, Shodins were shooting. Looks like Setin's coming over this way to maybe push Twilight. I don't quite remember. We do have some bombers coming in, handily taken out. Trying to bomb down Setin's forces here. Setin is getting some fat boys up. He's got a few fat boys. He's got some micro fusions for his energy. Not a bad idea. I probably should have done that instead of a fusion, but Setin's kind of in a better spot defensively than I am. He's more on the offensive. I'm more on the defensive. Yeah, you see exploiters, even when you take them out, they can clear a huge group if you have weaker units. A single bomber does great against exploiters. Artillery, anything with range will easily take them out there. So we've got Setin pushing up on Twilight's front line. He is running into the exploiters with Dragon's Teeth. Luckily, he does have hammers to help deal with that. And then I was taking mine into the ringer here. Got rid of the LLTs at least. But I'm really not going to get too far in that. Setin does manage to get at least 2 of those exploiters, so that'll be nice. And we're still pushing up, but the Reapers are moving in. He does have a Banisher now, too. And that was all my units again. I do have some Zeus back here waiting for his Reapers to come through. Don't want to get caught off guard, and I started to do Rockos as well. Fusion's almost up. Honestly, I need the metal more than I need the energy, so I should have been... Yeah, I'm doing energy. I should have been doing, second up that. I should have been doing mohos and then just putting these up in the meantime with the FARC there. But it worked out. At the end of the day, I'm at about 25. Me and Twilight are pretty even on metal. Setin's bringing in 50. Magpie's bringing in 18, 19 metal. So he is a little behind, and he's also... I mean, they're doing about the same. They both got their advanced plant running and then 2 other ones. He has air, which is a little more expensive, energy-wise at least. But still, 3 plants running. So, I mean, Setin's just out-resourcing them pretty nicely right now. More than double. Twilight's looks like he just blew some extractors up to upgrade here. He's got some fusions in the back for energy, micro fusions rather. So see that, so it wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't a bad idea. Maybe I would have been better off had I did microfusions and mohos instead of like one fusion, because 4 microfusions is 1 fusion's worth, but you get that energy incrementally. So you know, you build 1, you get the 250, 2 you get the 500, and so on. Oh nice, a group of fat boys and Aries here, or pom-poms rather. Some Zeuses and Mavericks for defense. He's got Markies for line of sight. And the pom-poms are anti-air, but with their range, they do decent enough damage to handily deal with T1 units. I think it's roughly comparable to a Flash's damage, except they have range. And they guard against air, which is, I'm guessing, mainly what he brought him for. He just plows through that commander there. Pushing up here, unfortunately, he parked next to exploiters. And we've got a pretty big force from Twilight here. A few Reapers, some LOS with the Informant, and a Banisher to kind of take me out at range. He probably would have lost, or lost more than he needs to if he pushed, so he's kind of just using the Banisher to pick off my front line and units. He's not really engaging. The Reapers are more for protection. Looks like he's getting Tremors too, which are like rapid artillery, and he's flying the Shodans to help stop Setin's group, which probably would have done Magpie in or been close to it, honestly. Because, I mean, those took out a lot of his units. He doesn't really have too much. He's got Dominators. But they're really, like, Dominators have lots of damage in their one shot. So it's kind of wasted if you've got lots of units. You have a lot of wasted damage there. And they don't defend themselves very well. So we've got Twilight coming in with a Tremor now as well, in a Flacker, just in case air comes up. And he's planning to just pick away, little by little, chip away at my base here. Not quite sure what I'm doing to defend. I've got lots of AA. I think I was going up. I was trying to climb over this hill here. But unfortunately, I ran into these forces, and the Tremors are just taking pot shots. The Banisher's taking pot shots, and it's just whittling my army away. The pom-poms, not the best against tier 2. Not tanks anyways. You can see they're chipping away very slowly at the Reaper's health. Not ideal, especially when there's a Banisher and a Tremor to back them up. It's a losing fight. Magpie trying to res the fat boys. Not a bad idea, but I don't think that's what's going to save him. Trying to go around, but he's just picking me off from range with that. I should have just pulled back. I'm trying to get an ambusher up to help defend against that, though. So I did want to keep the attention away from me. Trying some Marauders out, it looks like. Getting a cloakable fusion up. We've got Setin pushing in with Peewees and Zippers here. Lots of low armor units, so lots of damage spread out. Really good counter for like Dominators. Since, I mean, they have some splash, but it's really not much. You know, they have a slower reload, so a Dominator rocket on a zipper, not the best. Not very efficient. Shivas are nice. They do have a vertical launch rocket, and they have 2 artillery cannons, which can be extremely helpful. You just have to keep them away. But especially in big groups, they'll tear apart front lines. You see, they've got that range there. He needs to get these pyros out to help stop these. He's kind of like blocked everything in here. I don't. Maybe suck up some of these wins or something. His units, yeah, see, his units are just getting clogged up there, and in the meanwhile, Setin's just tearing apart his base. Make sure you plan your roads out in your city. See these pyros come out, and they just start burning everything. We've got Twilight coming in. He's got 2 Tremors, a Banisher, 4 Reapers here with line of sight. I'm trying to keep them away from the ambusher. Just doing all I can, 1 unit at a time. I've got my commander out here working on, I think he was guarding. That's probably what it was. Yeah, see, that Banisher's just tearing everything up slowly. I think Setin comes and saves me again. He's got some fat boys on the way. It's pretty rough. There's a lot of metal here. Banishers, nearly 1,000. Reapers are 400 a pop, almost 500. So Tremors are another 1,000. So he's got probably, that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000 metal pushing me here. It's kind of rough. And the Reapers are great against K-bots, lower armored things, you know, flamethrowers. The Marauders seem to deal with them pretty well, though. I was quite pleased, and I did get that ambusher up. Looks like he's planning to use artillery to burst it down faster than I can burst it down, though. Got Twilight coming with the flying Shodins again. Make quick work of those fat boys. Got lots of planes flying around. Lots of fighters. Some Fidos and some zippers coming out from Setin here. He's also got a nice little vehicle force. And we've got a handful of pyros. Looks like he is getting the fat boys up. Those pyros don't stand a chance against this group. So right now Magpie's at about 20 metal. Setin's nearing 60. He's at 56. Twilight's got 30, I think. Just switched to 44. He might be reclaiming 44. He's probably at 44. Okay, and I'm at 69-ish. 67. I might be reclaiming as well. I don't have enough metal. Is where I'm at. Because I just need more. I'm actually, I think at this point I've got a few mohos up, some fusions. So I'm in a lot better place than I have been against Twilight. Stop him from building that moho mine. And I'm trying to push up on this group here with these Marauders. Probably won't do too well. Because of the, they're just kind of slow. And those tremors do have quite a bit of armor, backed up by a banisher or two. It's just a recipe for disaster. He's also got the Moho Exploiter up here that he's kind of hiding by. I should have just pulled back, but pulling back against artillery is... You pull back and they keep shooting and they just, you know, they outrange you. So you either engage or you don't engage. Huge group here coming up on Magpie. Probably going to do him in here. He's got the Shiva there. Kind of helping to defend. And he's just getting pyros out when he can, it looks like. And I'm just sending fleas at his units to pretty much just hold. I lost my commander. I didn't get to see how that happened. I don't know why, but my commander walked out here. I think he was guarding a construction unit. And then he got killed, so he ran off after the thing that killed it. That's the only thing I can think of. But that was a bummer. That was a bummer. Twilight's coming in to get that ambusher. Setin just doing away with his base here. I got the one tremor. Ambusher's about half dead. I successfully stopped, and I've got enough units to buy myself some more time. I did lose some metal. It looked like I'm down to... Looks like 31 metal is what I'm bringing in now. Looks like I lost. I think I had this Moho and that Moho last time. I lost that. I'm surprised Twilight never flew those Shodins into my base. He probably could have done a lot of damage, especially just lost my commander. Had he just flown him straight down, might have been risky, but I feel like he could have taken out these pretty well. I mean, this is my AA right here. It's not bad. It's really not bad, but I feel like a few flying Shodins would have done him in. And we pretty much just got Setin sending units up to finish off Magpie here. I've got planes of my own. I've got decoy commanders going. I think I've got a Rector going to res my commander. Magpie getting out blade wings. Last resort, lasts as long as he can. And at this point, Twilight and myself, we're still really even in terms of resources. I have more energy and a little bit more metal. I'm starting to get more metal than he is. But I'm mostly just trying to stay on the offensive, even if I don't get anywhere. Because I'd rather have the battle at his base than mine. The longer the battle's up here, the longer the stuff down here survives. Because there's no really good defense. I have the ambusher. But that's, you know, it's very susceptible to lots of units. Looks like he gave all his resources to Twilight here. It's a last ditch to help him. Though they won't last much longer, you know, give him a few extra perks there. See, by coming at him, he's kind of sticking back. Because these things, if they move up, I do have 2 toasters up, or 2 ambushers rather. So I am in a much better spot. I think I feel pretty safe with what he's got, but if he did maybe... He could probably do like Shivas. You know, if he kept his his tremors, and then built like, not Shivas, poison arrows and crocs maybe, because they're fairly quick, and just sent them in. The defenses would be busy with that stuff, while the tremors could just chip away at everything. Kind of like he's doing now. He's got the Reaper going forward and these in the back. And he does manage to get this ambusher pretty easily. If he had like just a small group of quick tanks, I think he probably would have been able to overtake me pretty nicely. He's building Goliaths. That's also good. I think the Moho Exploiters, I wonder if those take energy. They're all veterans. I've just been feeding them kills. So at this point though, Magpie has completely fallen over there. So Setin comes in from the side to help clean up here. The Fidos are nice because you can turn them on or off, and they either have direct fire or like an artillery shot, so they can get over the dragon's teeth. Doesn't look like, it looks like he was just pushing in. The Stumpies can also shoot and splash through the dragon's teeth here. But the Fidos are pretty nice if you Fido. So you have like your basic shot, and then if you turn them on, they can lob shots. I don't know where that went. And if you want to use that, like if you turn them on, the attack command no longer works. You have to use D, the command for degunning. That'll let you manually target that second weapon. Because if you try to just attack something, they'll get in the range of their first weapon, and kind of doesn't work very well. So that Goliath's just tanking everything. I'm just sending fleas in. So, I mean, Setin's getting a gantry up. I mean, let's take a look at... He's bringing in 107 metal, 5,000 energy. He's got the 4 microfusions. He's working on an advanced fusion. He's got cloakable, a great deal of advanced solars here, some winds. He's got a deep core up. Does he have mohos? He's mostly got Twilights everywhere. Yeah, that's where all his metals. So he really didn't need too much. And like, I mean, he went straight to the deep core, it looks like. And he's just got all of these Twilights up. He is suffering on energy a little bit, that's for sure. That's probably because he's building gantry units now. But, I mean, he's still pumping stuff out handily, so it doesn't matter too much. Just tons of zippers, Zeus's, hammers coming in against Twilight here. Commander got zapped out of existence. Got one D-gun off, though. And there's not really much left. He's got fighters. I mean, it's clearly over at this point. But yeah, it looks like most of his metal was coming from the Twilights. And then, I mean, I guess that's just how it goes on a map like this, kind of. I mean, he's making gantry units with not a whole lot. He's got lots of tier 1 resources and a very sparse tier 2. He did just get the advanced fusion up, so I mean that's big. But I think all he had was one cloakable fusion, and then the rest were solars, winds, advanced solars, the 4 micro fusions. Went straight to two deep cores, looks like. Went straight to deep cores here, and then just had the Twilights everywhere. See, here I use the Fidos to kind of take out the Mohawk Explorers. I don't know if it's these three. These three are just walking to their death. Got the Tremor, actually. Resurrected the Tremor to take care of that. I think it's back here somewhere. I don't think it's actually right there. Looks like it's right here. I wonder if... because I saw that just shooting at the ground. That must have been what happened on Twilight's side. Oh, there it is. There it goes. So it doesn't look like it was able to reach. Well, I was gonna try and see, but what is the range on these things? And we've just got, you know, Setin plowing through here. It's got a Vanguard up. Vanguards are one of my favorite gantry units. They remind me of the Scarab from Halo 2. They're basically walking toasters, though, or walking ambushers. In fact, I'm going to look up, see what the Scarab looks like, because the model looks very similar. They're not like, you know, great standalone units, but they work. I mean, this Goliath, half health, still just taking them out. With the help of an LLT and some fighters, they killed each other. And I'm pretty sure that was a weakened Goliath. But speed this up. All in all, it was a pretty good game, I thought. The battle between Twilight and myself had a few close calls. Setin thankfully stepped in and got rid of his units in those cases, but I felt it was pretty even between Twilight and myself. Looks like Setin just managed to expand better than Magpie, so he was pretty handily out resourcing him. He had 50 metal to Magpie's 20 at that one point when I looked. I think when they were both pumping out advanced. So that, I mean, that really helped. Because it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, if they're making that much more metal, you can kind of survive, but unless you can manage to raid some of their metal, it's not going to do much. And most of his metal was in Twilight, so especially when you're on the defensive, it just doesn't work out like that. Doesn't look like we're going to see the end screen. That's a bummer. But all in all, I think Setin was saying, well, I mean, he built Twilights though, but I think he was able to expand faster early on because he just did normal metal extractors. Magpie had a lot of exploiters kind of close by, which will slow down your expansion. But all in all, good game. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll get more of these up soon. See you next time.